Good morning. Let me double check and make sure we're live like we should be. It's good to see you this morning. Hold on 1 minute. No. Okay. I'm not sure where we are. So hold on a minute. There we are. Oh, great. All right. Hi, I'm Stampin' Dee Dee. And this is Third Thursday, Mystery Card Day. So I'm always excited about the mystery cards because I think they're so much fun. And I hope you do too. Whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching it on a replay or on YouTube, I hope you'll play along. I hope you'll gather the supplies, and they're either on my business page, my web page, or I'm going to show them here in a minute. And gather them up and then make your card clue by clue. And I guarantee you're going to love it once you're finished. And then you can make more and more using the same layout, the same template. So thank you for joining us. And I just have a couple of things I want to mention to you. Coming up Thursday, November 3rd, I'm going to introduce my new monthly stamp club to go. It's a stamp club to go, and I will introduce that on Thursday, November 3rd. So be watching for that, for the details, for the cards that will be featured and all about it. Thursday, November 3rd. And then Saturday, November 5th, well, for those who are local, Saturday, November 5th is the Christmas tag class, but it has a to-go option. And so as long as you RSVP by Thursday, October 27th, then you can participate in the Christmas tag class. So the details are also on the webpage on Stampin' Dee Dee's Doings. So look for those details. I would love for you to participate in the Christmas tag class. All right. So those are the two things that I wanted to tell you about. And thank you for being here for Mystery Card Thursday. Hi, Kay. I see you're on. And so I'm going to switch over to the camera facing down. So just hold on a minute. All right. I think we're there. Whoops. I moved it. I didn't mean to move it. All right. I think we're there. Oh, dear. All right. So here is clue 1. And this gives you the supplies that you need to make this mystery card. And this mystery card is a fun fold card. So I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to love it. All right. So I'm assuming that you've got your supplies gathered up. You should have a piece of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, and another piece, 3 by 3. And then your designer series paper, whatever you choose, you should have a piece at 1 3/4 by 5 3/8, another piece at 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, a third piece. Well, actually, you're going to cut 2 of these, 2 1/4 by 5 3/8, and then a small scrap. So these do not have to be the same, or they can be the same, but they need to be coordinating. Then you're going to have a basic white piece, 4 by 5 3/8, and another scrap. So then you'll need a stamp for your sentiment and a smaller image, any smaller images that you may want to add with your designer series paper, and your inks and blends and punches and dies and adhesives, embellishments, all of that. All right. So are you ready to play along? All right, here we go. Kay, are you making this card? All right. So that's clue 1. Here is clue 2. So you're going to score the 5.5 by 8.5 cardstock at 1 7/8 and 4 1/4. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Score it at 1 7/8 and 4 1/4. Yay, I'm glad you're playing along. You'll love this card. You know, the fun folds, unless they're really complicated, they're all kind of similar. But each one is unique in its own way, and I love that. All right, you're going to score it at 1 7/8 and 4 1/4. All right, and then your next clue is to use your bone folder and give all the score lines a good crease. And you're going to create a Z fold. A Z fold. So when you stand it up and look at it, you're going to see a Z. And I always use my bone folder to give it a good crease because you want these fun fold cards to lay flat. All right. So I'm assuming you have that creased into a Z fold. Here's your next clue. So now we're going to begin adhering things down. You're going to adhere the 1 3/4 by 5 3/8 designer series paper to the front flap with adhesive. So adhere the 1 3/4 by 5 3/8 designer series paper to the front flap with adhesive. When you've got your Z fold, you're going to have one flap that is on top. It's your front flap. If you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. And if you're watching and playing along, I would love it if you would comment. If you would just say hi or I'm here or so that I'll know. And I don't want to run off and leave you. Of course, when you're doing the replay, you can always stop and back up and be sure and do that. That's the advantage of the replay. All right, so you've adhered the 1 3/4 by 5 3/8 designer series paper to the front flap with adhesive. All right, I'm going to assume that you've done that unless I hear from you otherwise. Next, you're going to add one of the 2 1/4 by 5 3/8 designer series papers. You cut 2 of those. You're going to add one of those to the other portion of the front of the card. So you have 2 portions of the card that face front besides the inside. You've got the 2 portions that face front, and you're going to adhere this piece, one of the 2 1/4 by 5 3/8 designer series papers, to the other portion of the front of the card with adhesive. And if you don't understand that, let me know. If you don't understand it, let me know so that I can maybe grab a piece of cardstock and show you. So let me look. I'm looking in here real quick in case this isn't real clear. All right. Do we have it? All right. Done. So here we go. Clue 6. This is not a hard card at all. Clue 6. Now add the second piece of that designer series paper to the inside of the card on the left panel. The inside of the card on the left panel. If you open up your card, you have an inside piece that's that same size. Adhere it to the inside of the card on the left panel. I'm adjusting my light a little bit. All right. So we're just adhering pieces on that second designer series paper, 2 1/4 by 5 3/8, to the inside of the card on the left panel. All right. So hubby is on. He's going to be a card maker before too long if he keeps watching these. So, Kay, when you're done with that one, say done 6. And I'll keep going. All right. I'm going to make this bigger so I can see the comments off to the side. Yay, done 6. Okay, here's clue 7. Now, if your cardstock is colored cardstock, add the 4 by 5 3/8 basic white to the inside of the card on the right panel. And even if your cardstock is white, you may still want to add the white piece to give it a little more strength. Anyway, add that piece to the right inside on the right panel. Okay. All right. I'm assuming we're done with 7. That's not a hard one. So let me go on with clue 8. So now you're going to stamp the greeting, any greeting you've chosen, on the basic white scrap, and either die cut it, punch it, or trim it with snips to the size that you want it to be. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Stamp your greeting. You may already have your basic white scrap cut. So whatever you're going to do with that. Stamp your greeting and cut it down to whatever size you want. Sometimes I'll use one of my dies from my stamp sets to either give it a border of some kind or dots around it, or sometimes I'll just trim it and banner the ends, or sometimes I'll just trim it and leave it the way it is. So there's lots of things you can do with your sentiment piece. And just so you know, I'm going to go on and put the next clue up so you'll know that you're going to use that scrap of designer series paper to create a mat for your greeting and adhere those together. So you're going to create a mat with that little scrap of designer series paper that you gathered. So I'll let you know that so you can work on getting that matted. All right. You know, there's several really, really pretty sets of designer series paper out right now. And you know, I'm looking for ways to use them, to use different designer series papers. And I'm not one of the card makers that just uses cardstock. There's some beautiful cards that just use cardstock, but I really love to incorporate different patterns from my designer series paper onto a card. So this is one of those patterns. This is one of those templates that you can do that with. So when you're done with clue 9, just say done 9 so that we'll know to go on. So I can't believe it's time to start making Christmas tags. But you know what? If we wait until December to do that, it doesn't get done. It doesn't get done. All right, we're ready for clue 10. So now you're going to adhere your 2 squares together. You've got a 2 7/8 inch by 2 7/8 inch, 2 7/8 inch designer series paper, and then a 3 by 3 cardstock. And so you're going to put the designer series paper onto the 3 by 3 cardstock with adhesive. And then you're going to adhere that to the front panel, but it's going to hang over. So only add adhesive to the left side, and the rest will hang over the fold. And I just kind of centered mine, but you can put it anywhere along that front that you want. Just be sure and only add your adhesive to the left side so that you don't glue your front down. You don't want to do that. Anyway, so I've been making tags, getting ready for this tag class, and there's just so many cute things you can do to create a tag. And so I'm really having fun with my tags. And sometimes I'll put sets of tags together and give them as gifts, and people love that. They love to get some handmade Christmas tags. And so that's a nice little way to say thank you to someone. Or so I never have too many tags. Never. All right, let me know when you're done 10, and we'll move on. You know, another thing I've started doing with my family with the Christmas tags is I have a basket sitting out, and when they take their handmade tag off the gift, I have them put it in the basket because they'll just throw it away. I have them put it in the basket, and then I use it again the next year. So I learned that tip from somebody else. Okay, we're done with 10. Here's 11. Add your sentiment layer to the card front layer with dimensionals. So you're going to add your sentiment layer to that square card front layer. And I did mine with dimensionals. So now you're just adding that. And I'm really anxious to know if you've used all the same designer series paper or if you used different patterns. I'd love to know that. Anyway, now my family teases me, you know, about the tags. You know, okay, these are handmade tags. Put them in the basket, you know. If they want to keep it, of course they can keep it. But most of the time, especially with grandkids, they just get thrown away. So I've just decided I can use them. They're not going to remember the next year. Maybe after 2 or 3 years, they're going to remember. But anyway, all right, let me know when you're done with 11, and we'll move on. We're almost done. You're beginning to see it come to life, aren't you? All right. Okay, here is clue 12. So if you wish to add an image to your card front, create that now by stamping and cutting out with punches, dies, or snips, and add that to your card front with dimensionals. Now, you may already have your image ready to go, but if not, now's the time to decide what you want to use on the front of the card. So you're going to stamp that image or cut it out, maybe out of one of the designer series papers, or and add it to the front of the card. All right, let me know when you're done with that. And if you're watching this video on replay or on YouTube, if you've enjoyed it and you think it's a fun one, then share it with somebody else that might enjoy it too. And give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and hit that bell, and then you'll be notified every time I post a YouTube. And anything I do on Facebook, I post a YouTube. I post it on YouTube as well. We just did the second Dying to Know Tuesday. And the third one is coming up the first Tuesday in November. So that has been a really popular video. And it's been fun for me to do. So let me know when you're done with 12, because we're almost done with our card. I know for some of you, this step may take a little longer if you didn't prep your image ahead of time. All right, so your very last clue is to add any embellishments or ribbon desired. Add any other embellishments, any gems or ribbons that you want on your card. And now you're able to see what this template will do for you. I want to see your cards. I want to see them. And you can post a photo on Stampin' Dee Dee's Doings and Designs, or on my blog, in the comments on my blog. I would love to see your card. I would love to see what you've done with it. Your creations inspire me. They really, really do. They inspire me. All right, are we ready for the reveal? Are you ready? Okay. Here it comes. So here was my creation. And I used the Rustic Harvest paper. And you can see the fun fold, the Z fold. Now, Now your Z-fold may have turned out differently, and that's okay too. But this is such a fun card, such a fun card. And you know, if you don't want to ruin the effect here, you can write your sentiment in this space, or you can put white on the back and put your note, your personal note on the back. Or you could put up some white right here and put it there. So there's lots of options with this. On mine, this rustic harvest paper is beautiful. And all I did was cut out one of the pumpkins, and then from this paper, I believe it was from this one, I cut out, maybe it was from a different one in that series. I cut out the little acorns and a leaf and added both of those onto the front of my card. All right. So does yours look anything? Is this the template that you came up with? All right. Well, that's it. And I hope you made along. I hope you played along and made your card. I hope you like it. I hope you'll do more. I hadn't had time to do more, but I am now. I'm going to make some more with this template, using up more of my designer series paper. Love cards that use the designer series paper. Now, I used 1, 2, 3 different patterns of the designer series paper. So how many did you use? Did you use all the same, or did you use different patterns? How many did you use, Kay? Did you use all the same? Or did you use different patterns? So 1, 2, 3, and then I cut these out of the designer series paper too. So what a great way to use designer series paper. Yay! You used 3 different patterns. That's great. I can't wait to see your card because I know it's beautiful. I might say I didn't add anything else to the front of mine. I didn't really think it needed it, but I think it's because of the embellishments, the images that I used. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the replay. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you will enjoy the card that you make and the template and use it over and over again. Thank you for watching the YouTube. And please give me a thumbs up, a comment. Let me know that you've watched it and whether or not you made it. All right. So that's it for today. Have a great weekend. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.